Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So that's something new that I'm trying. We'll see how long that lasts. But hey, welcome back to my channel. So basically today I thought it would be good and fun, to talk about all the zodiac signs, because if you didn't know this about me, now you're about to know. I am actually really into astrology. I love like spirituality and just, tarot, and I love astrology and like zodiac. I love all that stuff. It's very interesting to me. I've always enjoyed it, but I feel like over like the past year or two I've gotten more into it, and over like the past 6 months like I've been interested in like tarot. I don't personally own any tarot cards, but I haven't gotten a reading either, but I follow stuff on Twitter that's like pick a pile, or like I watch things on YouTube that's like pick a pile or stuff like that. It's super interesting to me. I like that stuff, and a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, I would say like maybe like 75% of the times, if you consider that a lot, then it's a lot, but about 75% of the time it's pretty spot on, which can be a little bit scary, I know. So if you're like kind of not into that stuff, then like maybe don't engage in it. But if you are into that stuff, I recommend getting more into it, because it'd be really interesting. It could really help you out with like just when you feel like you have no type of answer. Like, don't depend on tarot or astrology or spirituality for like definite answers, I would say, but definitely they kind of help give you some guidance. They help a little bit, to just ease your mind. But if you're not into it, that's completely okay. I believe like 99% of people know which zodiac sign they are. So if you're just into like the basics, you just know what sign you are, and you just know what sign your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your best friend or your mom or your dad or your sister, your brother, whatever it is, then you can watch this video, because you'll know something. Okay, so I thought it would be good if I, since I'm a pro and I know everything about zodiac signs, that I would tell you why your zodiac sign is not in a relationship. Okay, and I think that I'm like great at this, because I'm not in a relationship either, but I thought, I know why you're not, and so I'm going to tell you why you're not. And so I also thought that it'd be good if I didn't say my zodiac sign, because then people would be like I'm being biased or whatever, and like I feel like I'm gonna be hardest personally on my own zodiac sign because I know the most about it. But if not, I'm just gonna tell you at the end, or you know what, I may not even tell you at the end. We'll see how that goes. But I'm not gonna say what my zodiac sign is, just to give a little disclaimer. Sorry, a little disclaimer, sorry, that when it comes to astrology and like zodiac signs, it's very important to consider like your 4 main signs. And this is just my opinion of what your 4 main signs are, but like there's mostly 3, but like when it comes to relationship, I would include 4. So it's important for you to know your sun sign, which is the sign that your birthday is under, your moon sign, which rules your emotions, your ascendant or your rising sign, which is how you're perceived by people, and your Venus, which is the zodiac sign that is ruled by your love, because Venus is the planet of love. So if you want to find those things out about yourself, all you're gonna need is the time of your birth, where you were born, and your birthday. And I can leave you a link down below for the one that I use to check my birth chart to find all those out. But anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm gonna start off in the order of zodiac signs, which the first zodiac sign is Aries. Now, I believe that Aries is not in a relationship because I feel like they're a little too like, you guys want like control of too many things. Like, you guys are very like assertive, you guys are very fiery, Personally, I think Aries is the most fiery out of the fire signs, because if you didn't know, it's considered a fire sign. I think that you're very like assertive. I think that you're very straightforward. I feel like you're just very like in your face, like you're just very fiery, and I feel like all of that fire can scare people away sometimes. Like there's few people who would really want to engage with like being somebody so like controlled and like assertive and like fiery and like straight up, and like I feel like sometimes you come off as very harsh to people, and it's hard for people to feel comfortable around you, because I feel like if you're gonna get a relationship with somebody, you should feel comfortable around them, and the first impression is somebody who's so like, I don't know any other word to say but fiery, but like that being the first impression is not always a good thing. It kind of scares people away. So I feel like you're kind of so like strong in your presence that it scares people away, which can actually be a good thing sometimes, because then it kind of weeds out the people who like can't really handle you. But at the same time, it's better to just be like neutral and just chill. Like I feel like you lack the chill. And if you had a little bit more chill, and at least your first impression with people, then people would feel more comfortable to like be around you and warm up to you and like just chill. So I feel like my advice to you for your relationships is just to like chill, just to mellow out, just to like, just don't be so, you know, roar. Because there's some people that like the person like who could like really be good for you can be somebody who's so chill, like a little bit sensitive, and like I feel like you right off the bat, like them not knowing you or your personality, or like if you're joking or if you're being like honest, because I feel like a lot of the time Aries is joking when it's like them being kind of mean to you or like kind of being roar to you, like they mean it so lightheartedly, but people who don't know you well or don't really know how you're saying that can kind of take that as you being mean to them, or like you don't like them or you hate them, or like you're just gonna make fun of them. So I feel like just like don't give all of that right off the bat. Like give people time to warm up to you and feel comfortable with you before you run off and like be like your fiery self. Don't water yourself down, like always be fiery, but at the same time like just give people time to warm up to you before you give them all of your fire. Give people time to just know you, because deep down you're not always like that, you know, and like you don't want people to just remember you as like, oh, that person was like really rude, like they had kind of like no tact and like no chill. Like you don't want to be remembered like that. So just like bring the fire down just a little bit. Maybe you need a water sign. Maybe you need a water sign to just water you down just a little bit, just a little bit. Just chill out just a little bit. It's my advice to you, just to chill out, just a tad. Okay, just a little bit. Next up we have Taurus, and Taurus is the next sign in the zodiac signs after Aries. And my advice for Taurus, I would say my advice for Taurus is to just kind of like, Taurus is really known for like overindulging and like kind of like doing like a little bit too much, but like not in a way where like it's like bad, but I just feel like you overindulge a little bit. So I feel like, again, like kind of similar to Aries in a slight way, like you may really like somebody and they may really like you, and you get like so excited about it and you just want to like be around them all the time. And like I feel like you may swarm people because you overindulge, like you kind of overdo things, and it might be too early when you're overdoing it, and like it kind of might scare people away, or like give them the wrong impression of you, because you just want to give so much. And like I feel like this may like, it may hurt your feelings when people are kind of like, oh, like he's doing too much or she's doing too much or whatever, like because you really like them and they really like you. But like I feel like you being so much so early can be really scare them away. And like also you might be stubborn, so like if you have like a little like ruffle with somebody, like you're just so hard-headed and you're so just like, no, like what I'm doing is right and that's fine. And like I feel like you just gotta like, you gotta be okay with being wrong. You gotta be okay with, maybe like this person's just trying to look out for me, like maybe this person like really means well. Like you've just got to take people's advice a little bit, even if it's constructive criticism. Just take people's advice, listen to them, hear them out. they're trying to help you, they're trying to have your back, especially if there's people that you trust. And so I feel like just don't overindulge. Like if you're going out with somebody and like you're just kind of getting to know them, like don't try to be like, oh, like let's go out like Monday, Tuesday, and then like Thursday, Friday, and then like I want all your time on Sunday. Like maybe just take your time a little bit, just kind of walk the walk. Like maybe if you get them like one gift, you don't have to get them like 4 others right after. Like I just feel like do you and do what you want to do and do how you show like you care about somebody or you love somebody, but do it in like, do it little by little. Just add a little bit on. Like don't give your all so early, I guess is my advice. Like don't overdo it. Like give it time to really just warm up and give it time to just give things time. Don't rush things. That's my advice. Don't rush things, because you're gonna overindulge in it, and then if something goes wrong, it's really gonna hurt you because like you invested so much into it. So I would just say like watch how things go first before you give your all to it. That's my advice. And that's probably why you're not in a relationship, because you probably scare people away just a little bit because you're doing like so much for them, and you're like kind of like love them, and you're kind of like got them gifts, and you're trying to give them all your time, and like you're trying to do nice things for them, and like that might be good for a lot of people, but when it's early it might scare people away and just be like, oh, like they're just like swarming me, like they're doing too much, like they're like all over me, like I hate it. And like you don't want to scare people away, especially people that you really see a future with. So just give yourself time to really just warm up, and just, I would say, give yourself some time. Give it time. Let things brew. You don't have to just go full, you don't have to go from 0 to 10. Like you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just take your time. That's my advice. Take your time. So next in the zodiac signs we have Gemini. Now I don't want to sound so stereotypical when I'm talking about Gemini, but I would say for Gemini, like, I don't want it to sound so stereotypical because I don't want this video to be like stereotypical, like about like zodiac signs, but like I feel like I've experienced like a lot of these zodiac signs. And just to put out a disclaimer, like the guys and girls of each zodiac sign like act differently, at least in my opinion, so it's not the same all the time. But I would say for Gemini is to just, I feel like don't start things that you don't intend to finish, or don't start things that you don't really want anything further to go. Like don't start things and then stop them and then like be MIA and then start it again. Like I feel like that's kind of what makes you not have a relationship. And maybe you don't want one, and maybe that's you just saying you don't want one by like you like starting and stopping a lot of things. But I feel like because you guys are the twins, like you guys have like you're like two people, you have like 2 different minds. So like I would say, yeah, like maybe like one day you want to do this and then the next day you don't. But I would say like don't make rash decisions based on how you feel one day, because knowing you, like the next day you may not feel like that, and like you don't want to end something one day and then 2 days go by and you're like, oh shit, like maybe I shouldn't have ended that, like maybe I really wanted to do that. Like don't rush to make a decision just because that's how you feel one day, because it's very easy to feel strongly one day and then the next day you're like, oh, like I don't feel like that at all this day. So like I would say don't start and stop things so often, because you could genuinely care about that person, but by you being so like up and down and on and off and like hot and cold, like it's gonna give them the wrong impression. They're not gonna really want to be with somebody like that. They're not gonna really want to invest their time in somebody like that and their feelings, because they don't want to have their feelings all the way up here and then you just are gone and they have to like bring themselves back down, and then like you show up again. They don't want to keep going up and down. You don't want a roller coaster with your emotions. Nobody wants to deal with that. So I feel like before you make a decision to like stop something or like start something, like make sure that you actually took time to really be like, do I really want to do this? Do I really feel like this? Like take time to make your decisions, because your decisions can be really all over the place, and like sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes you're genuinely like, I really liked this person and now I really don't want to be with this person, but then like a couple weeks went by and now I really want to be with this person again. And like I just feel like, if anything, be honest with that person. Just be like, you know what, like I'm having I'm having like, I don't know how to describe it, like second thoughts or like cold feet, or like you're just like reanalyzing things. You just want to take some time. You just want to step back. And it's nothing personal. You just want to take some time to really think about what you're doing before you make a rash decision. So I would say just like, don't start and stop things. Like, make sure, take some time to just think about it. Think about what you're going to do. Think about what you're going to say. Think about it all, because I know one day it feels like this, and then the next day is the polar opposite, and then the next day it goes right back. And like, you don't want people to feel like you are not reliable, because you deserve love too. You know, everybody deserves love, and you don't want people to feel like you're like unlovable, or like they can't put their love into you because you always pull back. So like, just take your time. Take your time before you make a decision too fast, because you're gonna make a decision and then you might regret it, and then you might not get that person back. So just, you know, that's maybe why you're not in a relationship. So just take your time. Take your time. I feel like I'm telling all the zodiac signs to take your time, but like for different reasons, but like, take your time. I don't know, take your time. So next up we have Cancer. So I would say for Cancer, I know a little bit more about Cancers than I do, and this does not mean it's my zodiac sign, because I'm going to tell you it's not, but I feel like I know two sides of like Cancers, and I feel like the two sides of Cancers can really be like somebody who's like the stereotypical Cancer, like super emotional, like super like sensitive, like very like committal crybaby, like that side. And then I know the side that's so like closed off and so reserved and so like in their shell, and like I feel like both of them, like, but they both kind of share that in their shell thing. But I would say for Cancer, just, I feel like open yourself up a little bit more. Like, I feel like you're so guarded sometimes, and like you don't really allow people in. And I feel like that sensitive, warm, emotional side of you, and that loving side of you and nurturing side of you, really want the relationship. They really want to feel loved. They really want to feel appreciated. They really want that moment of like companionship. But that shell of yours like just pushes so many people away, and like even if you slightly come out of your shell, like the smallest thing like makes you go right back in and you have to start all over again. So I would just feel like, yeah, like protect your heart, protect your feelings, like protect all of that. Like, you deserve to protect yourself and preserve your feelings, but at the exact same time, like sometimes you're overdoing it. Sometimes you're blocking out so many possible good things because you're so scared that it's not going to be a good thing, and like it could be like one of the best things for you, but because you're just like, oh, they could hurt me, or like, oh, like they could like ruin everything, or like, oh, I could ruin everything. Like, I think you get so in your head about what could happen that you eliminate all possibilities of anything happening because you're so scared that something bad's gonna happen. So I just feel like, yes, protect your feelings, protect your heart. You deserve to do that. Everybody should do that, to like just not be naive and just not jump in. But at the exact same time, you've gotta let your walls down just a little bit. Like, you can't like have a relationship with somebody and you have all of your walls up. Like, you have like every single wall up, you know, it's like brick, it's like barbed wire, it's like stainless steel. Like, you can have all those walls up, because then they'll never feel like they know you. And I think that's important, is that they feel like they know you. So I would just say, yes, protect your heart, do what you need to do to feel comfortable, but at the exact same time, don't push everybody away. Don't keep that shell up for so long that people are just like, I've been speaking to this person for 6 months and I feel like it's still day one. I feel like I don't know anything about them. I feel like they don't let me in on any type of emotional level. Like, I can't deal with this person. And you don't want people to get frustrated with the fact that you don't want to open up to them. You could take as much time as you need to, and maybe tell people that. Maybe tell people that you need more time to open up, you know, and they should respect that, and they should just be like, you know what, like, I get it. But if you don't tell people and you're just always like that, then they're gonna be like, oh, this person's just never gonna open up to me. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with me. Maybe they don't want to speak to me anymore. Like, maybe they don't want to let me in on that level. Like, you don't want people to feel like that when deep down you want them in your life. You want them to know that side of you, but like, you're too scared. So I would just feel like, stop being so scared. Like you could be like a little scared, but like if somebody hasn't given you a reason to be scared, then don't be scared. You know, even if you get your heart broken, it's okay. You'll recover. Your shell will just be it will just be nicked, you know, it'll just be a little cracked, but it will heal. You'll be fine. So I just feel like open up a little bit, open up. That's my advice to you, open up. So the next zodiac sign is Leo. I would say for Leo, I would say why Leo's not in a relationship. I would say for Leo, like you guys are very like dominant people. Like you're somebody who, when you step into the room, like you want like everybody in that room to know that you've entered and that like you have a presence and like you like matter. And like I feel like that could be like a turn off to some people and that could be a turn on to some people, but like I feel like you like coming into every single room with like that like, hey, like I'm here, like, and like I know you and I know you and I know you, and like I feel like that can be a real turn off with some people. And I feel like you are like, you're super loyal, like you like to run things, you like to be loyal, like you're like the lion of the jungle, you're the king of the jungle. Like you like know, like you know that you're like the boss. Like you know that you walk in and like everybody's got to like bow down. And I feel like you know, that could be like, it's good to have like confidence, like it's good to just, you know, have confidence and like self-assurance and like all of that. But like I feel like you come off sometimes as like you don't need anybody, and like I think that's what it is, that like you come off like I know you and I know you and I know you, and like I can walk in and like I know this and I know that, and like I feel like you come off as like I know it all, like I don't need anybody, like it's all me. Like I feel like you come off like that. And like the thing is, as people, we don't need anybody, but like it's a want. Like we do want companionship, like we do want to have that with somebody. So I feel like you running around and being like, you know what, like I'm the boss, like I don't care, like I don't care about anybody. I don't know why I'm talking like that about Leo, but like you coming off like that, like it gives people like, oh, so like I don't really matter to that person, like oh, like they don't really need me, so why am I here? Like you don't want people to feel like you don't need them, you don't want them, you don't care about them. Like when it comes to relationships, it's like you don't want somebody to just feel like they run you. And I think that's like your like fear low key, is that like you don't want anybody to feel like they can run you because you're the boss. Like you walk in and like you have control of things and you know how things go, and like you know it, and like you're like the ruler of the jungle, like you're the boss. Like you don't need anybody to tell you anything, nobody tells the boss anything. And like I feel like you are like, I don't need you. And so that kind of hurts people's feelings, especially if that person's a little bit sensitive, because yeah, they know that you don't need them, but like they don't want to feel like you won't care if they're not around, you know? Like especially in a romantic sense, like yes, your friends matter, yes, your family matters, but especially in a relationship, nobody wants to feel like this person wouldn't care if we broke up, this person wouldn't care if we had a big fight and we didn't speak for days. Like you don't want to feel like that person doesn't care if you're here or you're there. Like you want the person to care if you're mad at them or if you want to break up with them. Like you have feelings. So like I feel like you just come off like you don't need anybody, and like nobody can tell you anything, and like at the end of the day it's all you. And that's cute and all, but like you have so much love to give. I know you do. You have so much love to give. You love to give people, you know, your connections and your love and your loyalty. You like to give to people. And so you coming off like I don't need you, like you don't need me but you want me, so like make me feel like you need me in your life. Like I think that's what people want. It's like when you actually get with somebody, like you're so like loyal to them, like you will give them your everything. But to get there, you need to not act like you run everything all the time, because the thing is you don't. And there's two people in a relationship and you've got to have like some equal parts, you know? And like you can't run everything. Like you got to let like if you're like the king of the jungle, like you got to let like your girl also have like a presence. You got to let your girl like help you make decisions, because you can't do everything on your own and you need help, okay? You need help. And so let people help you. Let people feel like they matter to you. Let people feel like you need them a little bit. Like you need somebody to help you out. And so that's what you need to do, is you need to let them feel like you need them. Even if you don't need them, let them feel like that. Let them feel like they matter to you and that like you need them low key. So like just let it down a little bit. Like you could be the king, yes, but like every king needs a queen and every queen needs a king, okay? Okay, not always. Not always, but like it helps. Like, you know, it helps. There's king and queen. We want that, okay? We need the help. It helps. The balance. You need the balance. So, you know, just do it. Just do it. Just let them feel like you need them. Even if you don't need them, let them feel like you need them just a little bit. So next we have Virgo. Now I think for Virgo, the reason that you're not in a relationship, and just from some relationship advice, is I think that you're like such a perfectionist. Like you are such a perfectionist. You like everything orderly, you like everything organized, you like everything to make sense. You are very logical. It's like all your mind. And like I feel like with you, like in your mind, like you're like low-key flawless. Like nothing is wrong with you. Like your shirt never has a crinkle in it. Like your laundry is always like crisp white when you put the bleach in, and like your table never has dust on it. Like everything is perfect. It's spick and span. It's clean. And so when you're with somebody, I feel like they might feel like you're always low-key judging them when it comes to like their stuff is not organized or their stuff is not up to par. Like I feel like they might feel like they're always trying to prove to you or like live up to your beautiful, like orderly, like everything's perfect. And like the thing is, you're not perfect. Like nobody's perfect. And I know that like you might walk around like you're perfect. You might walk around like everything's like, you know, perfect and like nothing is wrong, but like you're not perfect. Your stuff isn't always perfect. Like you have to fix things all the time to like make them perfect. Like if something's out of place, like it's fine. Like it's fine. Like just chill out. Like it's fine. So like I feel like you sometimes like make your partner feel like they always have to be perfect. Like everything has to be right all the time. Like you can't be confused about something. Like say you're like in school and like you may want to change your major and you're not sure. Like that person may not feel comfortable to tell you because they don't want to seem like they're not perfect to you, because you just walk around like you're so perfect and everything's always on point for you. And the thing is, it's not for anybody. Like people make mistakes, people have things that are not perfectly placed. And so I feel like you just walk around like with this like aura of like perfection and like everything is just beautiful and like there's not a flaw in sight. And so people naturally have flaws, people naturally have things. And so I feel like when people show their flaws or they show like they're kind of like a little wobbly, as we all are sometimes, like you're just immediately like, no, like they have flaws, no, get out of here. I don't have any flaws. I shouldn't have to take anybody's flaws. And the thing is, you do have flaws. We all do. And so accept people. Like you don't have to accept everything, because sometimes people have deal breakers. That's completely fine. But just sit back and just realize you're not perfect. So you can't expect perfection from anybody. And stop trying to make people feel like they're not perfect enough for you, or they're not good enough for you, or they're not flawless enough for you, because nobody's perfect. And so I think just let go of that control of like things need to be perfect, things need to be right, things need to be at this time, this date, everything perfect. Like I know that like you just want things to be right and orderly and organized, and I get it. You know, it helps your sanity to just feel like things are right and perfect, but like don't make people feel like they're not perfect, because they're not, but you're not either. So just let go of that perfection thing. Nobody's perfect, honey. Nobody's perfect. Let that one go. That's why you're not in a relationship, and that's why you need this advice, because you need to let go of that perfection. Okay, I'm gonna go. Next up in the zodiac signs is Libra. Now Libra, I would say sometimes like Libra can come off a little bit insecure to some people sometimes. Like Libra is just like, they're very like logical people. They like balance. They're like, I wouldn't say they're similar to Virgos, but like they have like a little bit of that like Virgo, like things need to like make sense type of thing. And so you like balance, you like things to make sense. You guys are the scales. You don't like things to really waver. You like them to balance, you know? And so I feel like because you want that so much and that's what you crave. You're very romantic, you're very loving, you're very charming, you're very all of these things, but like it may come off as insecure to some people because you just kind of seem like you want all these things, but then you don't really do all of these things like with like your chest forward. Like you know that saying where like people walk in like their chest is forward, like when you're walking in your chest is like up. Like you just have like a walk to you, and I feel like you don't have the confidence enough to like, you can get all those things. Like you're charming, you're alluring, you're beautiful, like you're all of these great things, and you don't walk into the room with that. You don't lead into the room with that. Like you kind of let it like kind of trail behind you, and like you gotta let that walk in with you because you can get all those things. And so don't let people, like even if you are feeling a little insecure, like maybe your hair's not done that day, or maybe your outfit didn't come out the way you wanted it to, like don't let people know that. Like walk into the room with like your head held high, like your chest out, like your arms just like moving, like walk in like without Naomi Campbell, you know? Because people need to know and feel like, even if you're not up to par, like they don't want to feel like, oh, this person's always down, oh, this person doesn't really know what they want, doesn't really do this. Like you want to walk in and be like, I'm here. You don't have to be like, as I'm here as Leo, because we already talked to them. We already let them know how that comes off to people. But you've got to walk in like, you know, you can handle your shit, and you know that you deserve to have that romance. You know that you're charming. You know that you could get all that stuff. So like talk with confidence, walk with confidence, because I think you have in the back of your mind like all this time, like maybe I can't get those things. Like maybe my expectations are too high. They're not too high. It's only high to people who can't meet them, okay? Because if somebody can meet it with ease, then it's not high to them because it's normal to them. They can do that snap of your finger. So don't just like go with people who don't meet that expectation of yours. Like walk in, like you're all these beautiful things. Yes, you have your flaws, but you're all these beautiful things, and don't let people make you feel like you're not. Like walk in with your chest out. That's my advice. Walk with your chest out. Walk in like you own the spot. A little bit less than Leo, but like have the confidence. Have the confidence to get what you want. That's my advice to you. You can get it. You can get it. Just feel like you can get it, and you'll get it. And you'll get it. So next in the zodiac signs, I'm talking about Scorpio. So Scorpio, I think my advice to you is that I feel like with Scorpio, like sometimes you can come off as a little bit intense, and I said the intense thing only one other time in this video, and I said it about Aries. No, I also said it about Leo. But I feel like out of the water signs, like you're the most intense, and that's not always like a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing to be intense, but I feel like you just kind of like, I just feel like you're always like thinking like people are doing like bad things, like people are like lying, or people are like deceitful, and like you just feel like somebody's always doing something sneaky, and you've always got to be on your toes, and you've always got to be like, just like you're just always ready to like drop somebody, because in your mind you feel like they're doing these bad things and they're not doing anything, and the minute you just get the sense, you're just like, I'm out. I just feel it in my bones, they're doing something wrong. And that can be like you being intuitive, because water signs are known to be pretty intuitive. But at the same time, like you got to take a step back and be like, am I being intuitive, or am I just letting like my insecurities and like my own personal whatever be the deciding factor for if this person's doing something wrong? And so I feel like you're just always ready to like nip at somebody. Like, you're always ready to just drop them, and like you shouldn't always be ready, because not everybody's bad, and like that could be your own personal experiences that like made you feel like these certain signs means things, but like at the same time, like you're just gathering all of that and throwing it onto somebody who may not even be doing any of those things. They may be so confused when you drop them, because it's like, I didn't do anything, like I wasn't doing any of the things that they can accuse me of. Like, you are just, I feel like you're harboring, because you like to harbor things, you like to hold things, you like to hold grudges and revenge. And so I feel like one person doing something to you, like you carry that in each and every relationship after that, and it's so unfair to the next person, because that person may not be doing any of those things, that person may not be anything like that other person, and you're just throwing all of that on. I think you're projecting all of this stuff onto them, and it can be super unfair, because maybe they are exactly like that person, maybe you're right, maybe your intuition's right, maybe it helped you, your personal experiences, but maybe you're wrong. Maybe it's not that. Maybe they really do mean the things that they're saying to you, and maybe you should just not carry like that baggage, because it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and harder and harder and harder to carry. And you just gotta let certain things go. Like, you gotta let it go, and you gotta let yourself feel the love again. You gotta let yourself go into each relationship with a fresh new start, with a fresh mind. Let yourself go in and really just like feel it, because you're carrying all your past stuff with you each relationship. So I would say let that go. Like, really let your baggage go, let your past go before you go into a new relationship, which might be hard because you guys like to carry, you know, your past stuff, which could be good sometimes, because like you're just, it kind of helps you not be naive. It kind of helps you like be like, oh, like this is a possibility, like people can be liars, people can be bad, like, but at the same time, like not everybody's like that, and everybody's gonna be like your past. So like I would say let your past go, because that's preventing you from going forward. That's why you're not in a relationship, because you're carrying the past with you in every single one of your relationships, every single time, and it just gets harder and harder and harder, and you're letting people who could be really good for you, could be really helpful for you, to just not be in your life. So that's my advice to you, Scorpio. Just like let the past go a little bit. Let it just take out some of the stuff out of your bag, and it'll be easier. A lot easier. So my next zodiac sign is Sagittarius. So my advice for Sagittarius, I would say, you know, Sagittarius are known for being adventurous. They're known for being, they just like to be out there. They like to be free. They like to be like, don't cage the man. Like, they could do whatever they want. And so I think, who would I say that about? I said that about Leo, which is, it seems like I'm picking on the fire signs a little bit, but I'm not. Like, it's just, I don't know. But I feel like it's different between Sagittarius and Leo, the way that they do it. But I feel like with Sagittarius, they just like to be free. They don't like to feel like they're being shackled. And like, I feel like when people say they like to be free, they like to be out there, they like to just not be tied down, I feel like it's not that they don't want to commit. I feel like it's that they don't want to feel in their mind and in their body and in their soul that they can't like be out there. So I feel like for Sagittarius, like, don't feel like a relationship means like you're gonna be shackled. Like, don't feel like being with somebody means that you're not gonna be able to just be free. You're not gonna be able to just move and like be adventurer and be free spirit and be out there. And like, don't feel like just because somebody really likes you, somebody's really into you, somebody wants to have a future with you, somebody wants to have a relationship with you, that doesn't mean that all of your independence, all of the things that you did like as a single person is going to be gone. Like, I feel like don't be afraid of commitment, which is a stereotype for Sagittarius, I know, but I feel like it's very true. Like, the part that you're afraid of is like that freeness you have of being single, because when you're single, you don't really have to like tend to somebody as much. Like, you don't really have to like talk to that person all the time. You don't have to give them so much of your time. Like, you could just do what you want to do when you feel like it. And I feel like that's what Sagittarius really wants to do. But I feel like it's just important for you to find a partner who knows that about you, and who knows that you wanting to be free doesn't mean you want to cheat on them or that you want to be with other people. It just means that you want to be able to do what you want to do and not be questioned for it. And so I feel like just change your mindset of being in a relationship means that I can't be me, because that, I feel like you feel like you're gonna lose your identity by being in a relationship. And I mean, it's a possibility if you're with the wrong partner, but just believe that you being in a relationship does not mean that you're gonna lose your independence, that you're gonna lose all of you because you're with somebody. Like, the relationship is supposed to be an addition to your life, and like you're kind of taking it as like the end of your life, and it shouldn't be. Like, it should be helping your life. And so I feel like just change your mindset. You know, it's like, I get you're afraid of committing because you feel like you're gonna commit your life away. Like, you know that stereotype of how like when guys get married, everybody's like, oh, like, you're signing your life away, like you'll never be able to do this. Like, I feel like that's the Sagittarius mindset of when it comes to a relationship. Like, it feels like you're signing your life away, and you're not. 90% of the time you're not. So just chill out, because if you found the right partner, like, not that much is going to change in your life. It's just going to get better, and you can have your things that you're afraid of, but make sure that you're afraid of it for real reasons, rather than I'm just gonna like lose myself and my life and my identity and my freeness. Like, you're not gonna lose that much if it's the right person for you, and you're never gonna find that right person for you if you have in your mind the entire time that they're gonna take everything away from you, because they're not. So just let that go. Just let that go, that you're gonna lose yourself, because you may not, and 90% of the time you don't. So just let go of that afraid thing, because you don't have anything to be afraid of. I mean, you do, but you shouldn't be afraid that early on. Okay, just let that part go. Okay, let that part go. So next in the zodiac signs we have Capricorn. And for Capricorn, I would say I would say why you're not in a relationship, or some relationship advice for you, is that you invest so much of your time, of your life, of everything that you have. You invest so much into your work. And like, again, sounds super stereotypical, but things that you're passionate about, things that you care about, things that you can do independently, you put so much of your time in it, you put your all into it, and that helps you so much, because it helps you be in a position where you feel secure. It helps you feel in a position where you know how things are going, things are orderly, and you have that little bit of like Virgo to you, which could just be an earth sign trait, but you just feel like everything's just in place, and like you feel secure with it. And so I think for you, like, you've gotta let people, and like especially in relationship sense, like you've got to give time to that too. Like, you like to water like your plants that you know are gonna grow. You like to water things that you feel secure with, and that you know that are gonna work, and you know that they make sense, and then you just know. You like to give your time and your energy to things that you know, and the unknown stuff, you're kind of just like, I don't really, I know over here this works, so like me putting my time into that doesn't really make any sense. And like, I get that, but at the same time, like, you've just got to let it down just a little bit, and just like, you know what, like, this person could be a good thing, because you like to invest in things. You like to invest your time, your money, your emotions, your everything into everything that you do. You put all into it, and you like to feel secure with those things you put your all into. And so I think when it comes to a person, like, you're very iffy, you're very, I'm not sure if I should give my all to this person, because everything's an investment to you, and you don't want your investment to be a bad investment. Like, say you were investing in stocks, like, you don't want what you put your time, your money, your effort, your emotion into to not be worth your while, make you like lose time, effort, money. Like, you don't want to feel like you lose things or you wasted time. And so yeah, all of these things over here work, but you've got to be open to the fact that maybe this works too. Maybe this could be added to like all of your great things that are happening over here. And so I feel like, yeah, you have your reasons for like just going with what you know, but at the same time, there's some good in things that you don't know. There's some good in like the unknown. So like let yourself dabble in, even if it's just for like 2 seconds, like let yourself just dabble in like the other side, because yeah, this side it makes sense, it's practical, it works. Like you're just kind of like somebody who's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And like, yeah, I get that, but like, you know, you could just add a little something. Like say you want to add like this little thing and it makes this make it even better. Like you got to be open to the fact that maybe adding something to your life and the way that it works, and because it's not broken, don't fix it. Like maybe adding to it can make it work even better, work even faster. Maybe you'll add to your investment. And so invest in things that you know that will work. I get that, but at the same time, be open to the fact that maybe, just maybe, this right over here is gonna make your investment even better. Okay, so just maybe that's why you're not in a relationship, because you're just so like, this works. Like I know how this works. I know that if I hit A, B, and C, A, B, and C are gonna work. Like maybe you can add A, B, C, D, and maybe it'll work. So just be open to the fact that maybe, just maybe, if you add something, it'll make it even better. Okay, be open to that. Just be open to that possibility. So next up we have Aquarius. And for Aquarius, I would say for Aquarius, like you come off as like kind of a cold and distant to people, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. Like you are like everybody else. Like you have emotions like everybody else, you feel things like everybody else, you're sensitive like everybody else, and you've just mastered the ability to just be like, I don't care, like it's whatever, like I don't care, bye. Like you have this ease to like detach. And so you being so easy to detach, like it makes people feel like you don't care about them, and maybe you never care about them. And like that can be really hurtful. That is really hurtful for people. Just feel like, oh, like I really thought this person cared about me. I really thought I mattered to this person, and I just don't. And like you just really make them feel like they don't matter, and like it doesn't matter to them if like you are gone the next day. Like yeah, you could leave, like whatever, and you just detach, and they just don't matter, and they were never a part of you. And like I just feel like, let somebody in on like a level where they can see like, maybe this person isn't that cold, maybe this person like isn't so like, I don't care, because you do care, you care a lot. But like I feel like you're so good at pretending like you don't, that people genuinely believe you each and every time. And like sometimes it's good, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it is good to just like be able to just be like, I don't care, because some people really just take advantage of people caring. But not everybody does that, and you just being able to just eliminate them and just sort of like, whatever, like I don't really care. Like, and even when you're with them, like you just don't really feel warm. And like people want to feel warm when they're near you. Like they don't want to feel this cold, like shadowy like presence. Like they want to feel like this person's warm, this person's nice, this person cares, this person's this, that, and this. Like they want to feel warmth. And I feel like you give off this cold, like just like wind. And so I would just say like, just defrost your heart a little bit, because it's not even that cold. It's not ice. It's like you want people to believe that, but like it's not. And like the person that you really, really love and really, really care about, like they need to feel like you're not that cold, because they're never gonna feel like you care about them. They're never gonna feel like they matter to you if you're always giving off this vibe that like, you could leave tomorrow and I don't care, and you could leave today and I don't care, and I just don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And like people want to feel like they're cared about. And so just like just defrost that heart just a little bit and see what happens. And then if it goes well, just a little bit more, because I know it takes you time to just let people see that warmth, because you feel like people are going to take advantage of you the minute you let that wall down, but not always. So just don't keep the coldness up for so long that people are just like, okay, this person doesn't care about me, like I just might as well just cut my losses, because you care so much. You care so much. Just let people know that you care about them just a little bit, just a little bit, honey. Just let them know, just a little bit. And last but not least, we have Pisces, which is the last zodiac sign of the 12 zodiac signs. And for Pisces, I would say for Pisces, like, in my personal opinion, like, Pisces is a water sign, if you didn't know. I would say you guys, like, I know there's a narrative that, like, Cancer is, like, the most emotional and the most sensitive, but I would say Pisces definitely is, like, the most, like, emotional and, like, sensitive. And again, this is my personal experience. Not everybody, like, may feel like that. Maybe people just feel like water signs in general aren't that sensitive, but, like, I think we can agree that they are pretty sensitive. But I would just feel like, you're very naturally intuitive. You're very much a dreamer. You're very much all of these, just like, I know Pisces is a fish, but I like to, like, kind of describe them as, like, a mermaid a little bit. Like, you're just, like, you're very, like, mystical and dreamy and water and just flowy, and, like, I feel like you just, like, very much a little bit of, like, a mermaid, like a fish. Like, you're, like, the water. And, like, I feel like even though, like, Cancer has that water element, like, they also have that snap. Like, I feel like Pisces, like, fish don't really snap at you. And so I feel like it's just very, like you give people, like, the impression that, like, they could just, like, literally run all over you and, like, you won't do anything about it. And, like, they could, like, be mean to you. Like, they could literally push you in your chest and, like, you won't do anything about it. And I feel like, yeah, you can get mad. Like, yeah, you can get in their face, but, like, they know that, like, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna cry about it and you're gonna come back to them, and, like, it's not gonna be anything. And so I feel like for you, like, you've gotta let people know that, like, yeah, I might cry, but, like, that doesn't mean that, like, you walk all over me. Like, that doesn't mean, like, you can disrespect me. And so I feel like people just lack respect for you sometimes. Like, they don't respect you because they feel like, oh, like, they're so emotional, like, oh, like, I can say whatever, like, and they're just gonna come back. They're just gonna, like, hit me up anyways. Like, I feel like you don't, again, like, kind of with the Libra, like, you don't walk with, like, the confidence with it. Like, you can, like, you can get in somebody's face. Like, you could be, like, rude to somebody if you wanted to, but, like, people just feel like, oh, like, they're not gonna do anything. And, like, I feel like you just let people feel like they can bully you, and, like, they don't have to respect you, and so people don't take you seriously. And, like, that can just be beyond a relationship advice, which is the first time in this video that I think I'm doing that. Like, it's beyond relationship advice. But, like, you gotta let people know that, like, they have to respect you. And so even when it comes to relationships or outside relationships, like, they need to respect you. Like, they need to have, like, they need to, like, fix up. Like, let them know early on, like, yeah, like, I'm nice, like, yeah, like, I have sensitivities, like, yeah, all of those things that make you feel like I don't have a backbone, but, like, I have a backbone, I have a spine, I have all the bones. So, like, you can't, my bones are not glass. Like, they're, like, they don't shatter that easily. Like, let people know that, like, you can fight. And, like, you don't have to fight, because, like, you guys, I don't feel like you guys are very much fighters, but, like, just don't let people feel like they can just, like, do whatever to you and say whatever to you, because they can't, and they shouldn't feel like they can, and they just, at the end of the day, they cannot do that. So I just feel like, let people know that they have to respect you, because if people don't feel like they have to respect you, they probably won't, and they probably won't give a damn, and they'll probably hurt you. They feel like you kind of let people run you a little bit, and, like, just, like, maybe that's why you're not in a relationship, or maybe you do get into relationships, but, like, it always ends on, like, this weird note, or, like, this bad note, because people feel like they run you. And, like, let them know that they don't run you. Let them know that you can hold your own. Like, let them know that you know what the hell you're doing, and they don't run anything. They don't run you. Let them know that. Let them know that they don't run Pisces. You may cry after the fight or during the fight, but they don't run you. Because I know you guys like to cry, so they don't run you. They never knew. So that video was the longest video that I've ever filmed. My throat is extra dry, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys like these zodiac sign videos, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If I dragged your zodiac sign, if I dragged your boyfriend or your girlfriend's zodiac sign, let me know down below if any of this resonated either, because I mean, I don't know everything, but I feel like I know a lot. And so let me know down below how you feel about how I talked about your zodiac sign, how I talked about your mom's zodiac sign, your dad, your sister, your brother, or whatever. Let me know. And let me know if I came for your throat or your neck or whatever, because I probably did. And you know it's true. So make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Share this to your friends. Share it to them, so they can see that I dragged their sign too. And like, definitely give me a like if this made sense to you. If it resonated, let me know. And subscribe for more videos. If you guys do like the zodiac sign videos, I can do these with ease all the time. So give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you like the zodiac sign videos, and make sure to subscribe because I love making videos for you guys. So I will see you in the next video, whenever that is, and I love you guys so much. Bye.